unless it's like generating big hype, we don't really back it. We don't really kind of like, you know, give it any sort of attention. And I wouldn't
say it's peas. I wouldn't say it's the money. I would just say it's consensus. You know what I mean? It's like a consensus. You go up around, maybe there's a certain type of people or whatever, and that's the norm. Do you know what I mean? And then whatever, maybe you're into these type of things and they're not into those type of things. So you say that and then they're like, oh, you're a weirdo.
Content over everything.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I wouldn't say it's the peas. I would just say it's, you know, even if it's in a different community, they can, let's say it's white people or whatever, you're gonna have the white guys that are into rugby and cricket and whatever else, and then you might have another white guy that's a tree lover, or, you know what I mean, and you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I think we're trying to like extend our hand and say we want all types of blacks to come down and hear their story, because in the building process, people come with different stories and different skills, and you know, there's certain skills that say the alternative black community might have. That's much more beneficial to say the black community.
I can't get my light just in case man rap or something. We're gonna put my camera over next to my man.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll look after it for you. How long are you gonna be? We'll be here.
I'll speak to you next week about it, just because it should be a longer, more in-depth conversation. What's your name? Theo. Nice to meet you, Raj. We'll have a longer talk about this, because again, I'm really sold on your idea of having a platform and having somewhere where, like you said, black people can talk without any interruption or any influence elsewhere about their issues, about their progression, and about their kind of like, I guess, mobilization, right? You're onto something, and I don't really want to see that fade. I want to add to it. Again, like I said, even if I'm not at the forefront, even if I'm not really associated like that, for me personally, I just want to see the progression of it, because...
Well, we want to get different narratives, because if you've got 5 people with the same kind of beliefs, talking, we're always going to be guessing what someone who thinks differently is going to say, right? But you actually think different, so...
You don't want to end up like Fox News, exactly.
We want to get all different, but we also want to facilitate a way where we can actually communicate respectfully. And not be necessarily scared by our differences.
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And then as time goes by, the topics will get a bit more...
well, hopefully people just get more comfortable with any kind of like shocking thing, and then, you know, we'll build a module around addressing issues that maybe not like familiar, you know what I mean? Like if someone comes forward, God forbid it's from the black community, and says, well, I've always had this problem, I fancy children or whatever, we don't all of a sudden like, we're just like, all right.
I mean, yeah.
If that's the case with you, these are the places that you can go to get help.
Well, any kind of challenge you're going through, we want to offer a solution-based stuff. And you're right. Wherever the deep conversation's about, we don't want to scare people. You want something to say, brother?
The belt on that.
You got fans, yeah? You like man's belt?
Where's the what? Where's the what?
Where's the what? Where's the gap? I didn't want to get pulled over legally.
I
didn't want to get pulled over legally.
Man's got fans, innit? Got fans.
But no, for real.
So you're right. So obviously some of these topics, you know, it's quite. They have to be handled with a certain amount of detail.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You know what I mean?
It's the same with, I was going to say, just on the topic that I brought up, Jedi was shocked to find out that the age of consent in Nigeria is like ridiculously low. And it was like, almost like, you know when you can see someone's like, not worldview shattered, but he was like, I would not expect this from my own culture. From what he knows and what he's grown up around, he'd be like, no, all the mandem that I know who are Nigerian would shoot anyone if they wanted to marry an 11-year-old.
So he's at the age of consent 11 in Nigeria?
Apparently, yeah. Apparently. From what I remember, the lowest was Angola, but maybe it's recent. But what was I saying? Yeah, because he grew up around the consensus, right? That most people marry people their own age or go with girls that aren't like 11 or any younger than that or whatever. But this was a complete like shock to him, kind of thing. Well, and what I'd like to do is that instead of having that knee-jerk reaction within people in the community, they're just like, it comes across more information, and then they go on further to kind of research it and find out why that is.
But you have to have like an overall goal in these convos, right?
Absolutely.
So in this conversation, what is your overall goal you'd like to see achieved? What's your overall goal?
Absolutely. Oh, you're talking about this conversation?
The conversation. So in that particular topic, because obviously I assume that topic's going to come up, right?
No, it was funny.
So there must be a goal of why it comes up and the solution towards it, if there is a solution.
I think the reason the topic was coming up was because of the R. Kelly thing. And it's funny because I was trying to get structure, but I think it was more of an explorative talk of things coming up, things that were relevant, and then we were going into what we know and just sharing information. But I think the ultimate objective was finding out what was the issue with R. Kelly's kind of like dating X, Y, and Z. And I brought up the issue that America's blowing it up now, that R. Kelly dated Sarah Leah when she was 14 or whatever, 15, right? And I would put it to you that Elvis Presley, when he first met his wife, was 14. Yeah. Now, America didn't blow up over that.
And there was Jerry Lee Lewis, was 14 as well. Yeah. 14 or 16, but maybe 14.
Yeah. So we can demonstrate that there's a culture where they didn't really care about the age of consent, right? And people, you know, Elvis is still big to this day. But now we're seeing such a massive backlash for R. Kelly. So I think it was a genuine asking question of what do we establish as morally reprehensible, is it the word? Or morally kind of like morally wrong about the age of consent and why we don't go for younger women, etc. Well, it was more explorative than trying to assert some kind of like judgment.
So what you're saying, I think sometimes we have to have this disclaimer, like we're going to talk about something that's quite a taboo, passionate topic, and we don't want it to lead off into just name calling or just crying and stuff like that, right? But I also say that there has to be a goal that's determined. Like, I agree. My goal is this. This is what I'm trying to establish. You know what I mean?
agree.
No, that is. I think in the black community, one thing we have to look at is yes, how people from the black community are treated when they commit a quote unquote crime, non-crime. And when a person from a non-black community does it, and seeing that differences, and that's interesting.
And bring up receipts as well. But yo, I got to dash. I really got to dash.
Now I have to look off the camera. You see,
you have to.
Yeah.
Nah, he'll be back soon. He'll be back soon. But we'll speak next week.
Yeah. And also, you got any topics you want to talk about? Let us know so we can slot it into our corner.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Get home safe, man. And next time, bring your peace. Bring your peace next time. All right. It's good. All right. Boom. What's up, brother? We have to win our wait for content. Where is it? Well, did you have a question for me? I think did you have a question? No question, huh?
Wait for someone else to come here and have something to say.
Yeah. Oh, you can't even see me.
Content over everything. Content over everything. From your belly.
Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV. Listen.
COE.
Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV. I don't even listen to Sky TV. I just listen to COE. Man, don't listen to BBC.
Don't be shy.
Yeah, it's free for me, so why not?
Support the cause.
Ravens on commission.
There you go.
There you go, right?
Good.
Is it okay if I film it as well?
Yeah. Well, we're actually for light, but hopefully it'll pick up.
I might have a selfie.